Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. So today we are going to be continuing unboxing the video. Today we are going to be continuing unboxing the box from yesterday just because there are so many books in here. It is ridiculous. And I didn't want to make a longer than like 20-minute video for each video, but it looks like it might turn out to be that way anyway. So yeah. So yesterday we were doing a lot of poetry, so maybe we should switch it up and go to the fiction. So this is a kind of intimacy. This is a Europa edition. It's by Jen Ashworth. I am really curious about Jen Ashworth, and I have had some interest in her writing since I've seen her reviewed on Mercedes' channel. This is about a young girl who I believe is obese and has some social awkwardness to her and is kind of trying to cope with her reality. I am really curious about this because, as you guys know, I've been trying to find fiction that has an overweight character as the main character and a perspective as that character. So this is another one in that same realm, and I'm very intrigued to see how this book goes and how the overweightness is perceived and handled. So yes, there's that. Then I have this. This is The Mad Woman Upstairs by Catherine Lowell. This one is a novel of the last Bronte. It's the story of the descendant of the Bronte's family talking about the Bronte estate and finding old copies of their works, of the Bronte sisters' works, and the legacy of the Brontes and just the strange things that occur, and the Mad Woman Upstairs and all of those great little intrigue sort of feelings, sort of mystery-esque. I'm very curious about this one. I've heard interestingly good things and I'm very intrigued to dive into it. This box is just getting crammed with things. Then we have Isabel Allende. This is Island Beneath the Sea. I remember picking this up and feeling like I really wanted to read it. And it's born a slave on the island of San Domingo, the daughter of an African mother she never knew and a white sailor who brought her into bondage. Zarti, known as Tete, survives the childhood of brutality and fear, finding solace in traditional rhymes of the African drums and exhilarating inhibitions into the mysteries of voodoo. So I'm really, really curious about this one. It's another kind of story about a slave, which I've had a lot of slave narratives that I've been curious about. It is not, I don't know if it's written by a woman of color, but I do believe that she lives in California. Yeah. I don't know what the author has for experience within this realm of conversation, but I'm hoping it's dealt with properly, so I will let you guys know. Let's go back to some poetry. This is The World's Wife by Carolyn Duffy. I really enjoyed this. This was talking about the perspective of different women throughout history who were famous people's wives, and what their perspective was on their significant others' contributions to society. So Darwin's wife is thinking, she's looking at a monkey and she's looking at her husband going, yes, I see the connection. And then there's, you know, oh my gosh, I can't even remember all of it. But I remember it just being very enjoyable. It talks about myths and legends, and it's just really sweet, and I liked it a lot. Then we have The Panopticon by Jenny Fagan. This one, I read Jenny Fagan's other novel and I really enjoyed it, so I picked up her first novel and I have not read it yet. But I believe that it's about a young girl who finds herself in a cop car and she can't figure out why she's in a cop car or why there's blood in her and the experience of that. So I am very intrigued about this and I look forward to reading it. I haven't gotten into it yet and I don't know why. I have no excuse. Oh, and they all go falling. Okay. This is Tay Celsi, Ghana Must Go, and this was a book that Simon of Savage Reeds talked about as similar to Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So I am curious about that, and that is all I know about it, and that makes me intrigued to read it. So that's all I know. Then we have two other books in here. This is Visitation by Jenny Erpenbeck. This was a recommendation by Mercedes. I have not read it yet. It talks about, I believe, a house from the perspective of Germany over several generations. Could be very dark, depending on what generations we look into. And then this is The Family Fang by Kevin Wilson. I read Kevin Wilson's latest novel and I was not a great fan of it, but this one sounds more up my alley anyway. This one is almost, I feel like this is going to be more like a Wes Anderson film, and that makes me feel kind of excited. So I'm hoping that this will be better than the one I read more recently. So we shall see. Then some plays that I have. Oi. Oi, this box is just... Okay. This is Peter and Alice by John Logan, a new play. This is the story of if Alice, who Alice in Wonderland is based on, and the young man who Peter from Peter Pan is based on, met and had a conversation. And yeah, it was really sweet. I enjoyed it. It had some darker elements and it talked about some really dark sides of Peter and Alice and what that looked like. And it does have moments from Barry, the author of Peter Pan, and Carol, the author of Alice in Wonderland, show up and kind of talk a little bit more about their stories. I really enjoyed it. Then this is Mr. Burns by Anne Washburn. This is a supposedly satirical, strange play, which is talking about pop culture and high culture when society is crumbled and images of the future of America's most famous family. So I think this kind of talks about The Simpsons, and I think it is a little bit of a retelling of The Simpsons with some very strange sides to it. I'm very curious about this. I've just heard good things about it, and I am intrigued to dive into that. Then I have Broken Glass by Arthur Miller. I have 2 copies of this. One was sent to me for my birthday by Hannah Tay, which I really appreciate. I will link her channel down below. This is the story of a woman who stops being able to walk during Hitler's rise to power, and she is focused on Hitler's rise to power and can't stop thinking about it. So yes, I am very curious about that one. And then this one is Henrik Ibsen, A Doll's House and Other Plays. This one was already pretty beat up, but it got more beat up in the move. That's for sure, I can tell. So this has the play The Doll's House and other plays. I haven't read any of the other plays, but I did read The Doll's House and I enjoyed it immensely. I definitely recommend it if you haven't read it. It's a good, solid play. Then this is the only Ali Smith I have enjoyed. This is The Seer, and it's a play. It's the story of a couple who are at home one night and a woman shows up and claims to be the sister of the woman, and she's not, but they know she's not, and they decide to let her in anyway just because they want something to do, and it goes from there. So I really enjoyed this. I definitely would say, I think that's the plot. Is that the plot? I might be thinking of a totally different play. I feel like I'm right. I feel like I'm right. Yes, I'm right. Okay. But I enjoyed it. I haven't liked any other Ali Smith though, so I'm not sure why. And then some novellas that I have not read. Oof. Manic Depressive Dream Girl by Nadia Hassib. I've read this one. This is Quiet Creatures on the Corner by Jael Gilberto Knoll, translated by Adam Morris. I have no memory of this. I read it once and it didn't stick. It didn't stick at all. So I should probably get rid of that. This is The Tales by Jessica Bozick. I have not read this yet. And I honestly don't remember why I picked it up. And then this one I received in a Book of the Month Club box. This is The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. And I have not read this yet, but I remember really liking Gillian Flynn's Gone Girl, so I was hoping to enjoy this as well. So that is everything in this box. And now I have to go put this all away. I will see you guys later today. Yeah, I will see you later today, but not really because I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. But I'm going to keep filming anyway. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you love this video, click that subscribe button down below. And if you have any questions, comments, or quandaries, go ahead and comment down below. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.